Good morning. Listen, every day you wake up, you've been given another chance. Another chance to shift your mind. Another chance to shift your life. Another chance to step into the purpose God has placed inside of you. Now hear me, the way you start your morning determines the way you carry your day. If you wake up defeated, you will walk in defeat. If you wake up discouraged, you will carry discouragement. But if you wake up declaring truth over your life, speaking power over your day, you will see mountains move. So let me give you 12 things to tell yourself every morning. I am alive for a reason. If you woke up today, it means purpose woke up in you. I will not let yesterday's trouble steal today's joy. Yesterday is a canceled check. Today is fresh currency. I am stronger than I feel. Your emotions may lie, but strength is still in you. I am not what I've been through. I am what I overcome. Don't you let your scars define you. Let them remind you. I will walk in gratitude. Gratitude unlocks peace. Gratitude unlocks favor. Gratitude changes atmospheres. I forgive and I let go. Forgiveness doesn't set them free, it sets you free. I will choose discipline over excuses. Excuses don't produce fruit. Discipline does. I am worthy of love, respect, and success. Don't beg for what you were born worthy of. I will not compare my journey to anyone else's. Stay in your lane, run your race, finish your course. I am equipped for what I face. You are not empty-handed. You are loaded with tools. I will speak life, not death. Your words frame your world. I will win today, not next week, not someday, today. Why? When you rise with these declarations, you are commanding your spirit, your mind, your body, and even your circumstances to align with victory. So don't you dare step out that door empty-handed. Arm yourself with words. Cover yourself with truth. And every morning, before you face the world, remind yourself of who you are and whose you are. Because when you speak it, you believe it. And when you believe it, you live it. And when you live it, you cannot be stopped. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces that can shape your entire day. The moment you open your eyes in the morning, your mind begins to process the reality around you. What you have to do, what you need to face, what went wrong yesterday, and what still lingers in your heart. If you are not careful, complaints will creep in before you even step out of bed. You may find yourself murmuring about what you don't have, what isn't working, or what feels unfair. But here is the truth. Whatever you magnify in the morning becomes the lens through which you see everything else for the rest of the day. If you magnify complaints, everything will look heavy, bitter, and difficult. But if you magnify gratitude, your day is already lighter, brighter, and full of opportunity. Gratitude is not about ignoring reality. It does not deny challenges, bills, losses, or pain. Gratitude simply shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present, from what is broken to what is still whole, from what you lack to what you already carry. It reminds you that even in the middle of struggle, there are still reasons to thank God, reasons to breathe deeply, and reasons to move forward with expectation. Complaints paralyze, but gratitude energizes. Complaints weaken, but gratitude strengthens. Complaints keep your eyes on the problem, but gratitude lifts your eyes toward the possibilities. When you start your day with gratitude, you are training your heart to appreciate the gift of life itself. That breath you just took, it is not guaranteed. That ability to move your body, think with your mind, and make decisions is a privilege many do not have. The roof over your head, the food on your table, the people in your life, even the challenges you face. Each of these is a reason to be grateful. because they mean you still have life, you still have hope, and you still have another chance to grow. Gratitude brings perspective, and perspective brings peace. Complaints, on the other hand, darken your outlook before you even step into the world. Complaints are easy. They require no effort, no discipline, no vision. But gratitude requires strength, awareness, and intentionality. Complaints flow from a heart that expects little. Gratitude flows from a heart that expects more. Complaints close doors, gratitude opens them. Complaints shrink opportunities, gratitude multiplies them. Every morning when your feet hit the ground, choose gratitude first. Whisper a thank you for waking up. A thank you for strength in your body. A thank you for another opportunity to try again. Gratitude changes how you speak to others, how you respond to obstacles, how you think about yourself. It builds resilience in your spirit because you are no longer anchored in what you lack. You are anchored in what you already have. And when you start the day grounded in gratitude, your heart is guarded against the poison of complaints that try to steal your joy before the day even begins. Strength is not the absence of weakness. It is the decision to rise in spite of it. Every single one of us has areas where we feel limited, insecure, or insufficient. There are moments when our weaknesses scream louder than our abilities. There are times when our failures replay louder than our victories. Yet the power of declaring strength is that it shifts the narrative from what you cannot do to what you will do, from what feels broken to what can still be built. When you wake up and look at your reflection, your weaknesses may be the first thing you notice, but your words have the authority to redefine what your eyes see. Declaring strength is not denial. It does not pretend the weakness does not exist. It simply refuses to let weakness have the final say. When you declare, "I am strong," you are not ignoring the fear that whispers in your ear. You are overpowering it. When you declare, "I am able," you are not dismissing the obstacles in front of you. You are confronting them with confidence. Weakness is real, but strength is greater. And strength is not only physical, it is mental, emotional, and spiritual. It is the ability to stand when everything in you wants to collapse. The ability to try again when failure tells you to quit. The ability to push forward when the weight of life tells you to stop. The human tendency is to magnify weakness. We speak it, we think it, we rehearse it. I'm not smart enough. I'm not qualified. I don't have enough money. I can't do it. And with every word, we reinforce chains around our own potential. But when you choose to declare strength, you are breaking those chains, one word at a time. You are training your mind to agree with possibility instead of limitation. You are aligning your spirit with victory instead of defeat. Think about it. Weakness may describe your condition, but it does not define your identity. You may feel weak, but you are not weakness. You may face fear, but you are not fear. You may have failed, but you are not failure. That is why declaring strength matters. It separates who you are from what you are going through. It reminds you that weakness is temporary, but strength is eternal. It reminds you that the power to overcome lies within, not outside. When you wake up each morning, you must speak strength into the very areas where you feel the most fragile. Tell your body, "I am strong." Tell your mind, "I am clear and capable." Tell your heart, "I am resilient." Tell your future, "I am equipped." Speak strength into your fear. Speak strength into your doubts. Speak strength into your insecurities. Words carry weight, and the more you declare them, the more they take root in your spirit. Do not wait until you feel strong to speak it. Declare it when you feel weak. Declare it when you feel drained. Declare it when you feel unqualified. Because strength is not a feeling, it is a decision. The decision to keep moving. The decision to keep believing. The decision to keep standing. And the more you declare it, the more your actions begin to reflect it. Eventually, what you speak becomes what you embody, and what you embody becomes what you achieve. Weakness will always attempt to whisper in the morning, but strength must always shout louder. Strength must be your declaration before you face the world. Because weakness may be present, but strength is your choice. Strength is your statement. Strength is your song. Each morning you rise. Yesterday is a weight many people carry without realizing it. The regrets, the disappointments, the mistakes, the missed opportunities. These things have a way of lingering in the mind and planting themselves deep in the heart. You can wake up in a brand new morning, yet still be chained to something that happened long ago. You can be standing in the present moment, but your thoughts are still rehearsing conversations from yesterday, replaying failures, reliving pain. The problem with holding on to yesterday is that it robs you of the power of today. It steals the clarity of your vision, it clouds your sense of hope, and it diminishes your energy to step forward. That is why you must release yesterday, embrace today, and make a conscious choice every morning to unclench your hands from what is gone so that you can reach for what is here. Releasing yesterday does not mean pretending it never happened. It does not mean ignoring the lessons or dismissing the reality of your pain. Releasing yesterday means refusing to let it have authority over your present. It means learning from the mistakes, but not being defined by them. It means acknowledging the loss, but not living forever in the shadow of it. Yesterday may have shaped you, but it does not own you. It is a teacher, not a master. Once it has taught its lesson, you must let it go. Many people lose their today because they are too busy trying to rewrite their yesterday. They spend hours in regret, replaying scenarios, imagining what they could have said or done differently. But no matter how much you revisit the past, you cannot alter it. Yesterday is fixed. It cannot be undone. The only thing you can change is how you respond to it right now. You can either be imprisoned by it or empowered by it. You can let it drain your joy, or you can extract wisdom from it and move forward. Holding on to yesterday is like dragging around dead weight. It keeps you slow, tired, and stuck in cycles. But when you release it, your hands and your heart are free to embrace something new. Embracing today is about recognizing the gift of now. This moment, this day, is the only one guaranteed. The future has not arrived yet, and the past has already passed. Today is where your decisions matter. Today is where your actions count. Today is where your growth takes place. Embracing today means opening your eyes to opportunities that are right in front of you instead of staring so long at closed doors that you miss the open ones. It means choosing to be fully present with the people around you, to invest your energy into what can still be built, to give your focus to what still has potential. When you embrace today, you allow yourself to experience joy even in the small things. You recognize that every sunrise is a fresh start, every breath is a sign of possibility, every step forward is a chance to rewrite the story. You cannot embrace today with your arms full of yesterday. The two cannot coexist in the same space. If your mind is dominated by what was, it cannot clearly see what is. That is why release is necessary before embrace. You must unclench your grip on yesterday's failures, yesterday's pain, even yesterday's victories, because holding on to old success can hinder you just as much as holding on to old mistakes. Sometimes the memory of what once was keeps you from receiving what could be. Releasing yesterday requires courage, because the past is familiar, even when it is painful. The future feels uncertain, and the present feels demanding. Many people stay stuck in yesterday because it feels safer to rehearse old pain than to risk embracing new possibilities. But freedom comes when you decide that yesterday has taken enough of your time and you will no longer allow it to drain today's potential. Freedom comes when you shift your focus from what you cannot change to what you still can change. Each morning, when you wake up, remind yourself that today is a blank page. Yesterday's chapter has already been written, and no amount of regret can erase it. But today's page is still open, waiting for your choices, your words, your actions, your faith. If you fill today with gratitude, courage, and focus, then tomorrow will meet you with progress. If you let yesterday dominate your thoughts, then today will be wasted, and tomorrow will look just like the day before. Release yesterday, embrace today, and step into the morning with a heart that is willing to move forward, a mind that is open to new lessons, and a spirit that is ready to receive the fresh opportunities that only today can bring. Excuses are easy. They come quickly, naturally, almost without effort. Excuses are the language of comfort zones, the protective shield people use to avoid responsibility, and the justification they cling to when they feel the pressure of change. Excuses whisper, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I don't have enough time," or "I can't do it because things aren't perfect yet." Excuses allow procrastination to thrive, and procrastination quietly robs potential day by day. Discipline, on the other hand, is not easy. Discipline requires consistency, sacrifice, and determination. Discipline is not emotional. It does not ask how you feel, it asks what you are willing to do. Discipline shows up even when motivation has disappeared. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is rarely talent. It is discipline over excuses. Choosing discipline means making decisions that align with your goals, not your feelings. Feelings change quickly. One moment you feel inspired, the next you feel drained. If you depend on feelings to guide you, you will never reach the finish line. Excuses will always find a reason to delay, to avoid, to surrender. But discipline says, "I will do it anyway." Discipline says, "I don't need to feel like it to commit to it." Discipline pushes you to wake up early when your body craves sleep, to save money when your impulses scream to spend, to keep working when distractions fight for your attention. Excuses build walls, but discipline builds bridges. Excuses sound logical in the moment. They give temporary comfort by shifting blame away from yourself. "I couldn't exercise today because I was tired." "I couldn't start the project because conditions weren't right." "I couldn't study because I was too busy." These reasons seem valid at first, but they are empty. They cannot produce growth, they cannot produce progress, they cannot produce results. Discipline, however, does not wait for conditions to be perfect. Discipline thrives in imperfection. It says, "Even though I'm tired, I'll give what I can." It says, "Even though conditions aren't ideal, I'll start where I am." It says, "Even though I'm busy, I will prioritize what matters." Excuses delay dreams indefinitely, but discipline brings them within reach. Discipline is a mindset long before it becomes a habit. It is the mental decision that your future deserves more than your excuses. It is telling yourself that the pain of discipline is far lighter than the pain of regret. Regret is heavy because it reminds you of time lost, opportunities missed, and potential wasted. Discipline is difficult, but it produces reward. The one who trains consistently enjoys the strength of their body. The one who studies diligently enjoys the fruit of knowledge. The one who saves faithfully enjoys the freedom of financial security. Excuses may feel comfortable in the moment, but they are costly in the long run. Discipline may feel costly in the moment, but it is rewarding for a lifetime. When you choose discipline over excuses, you are rewriting the narrative of your life. You are no longer a victim of circumstances. You become a master of choices. Excuses surrender control to external forces, the weather, the schedule, the environment, other people. But discipline reclaims control. Discipline says, I decide how my day will be spent. I decide how my energy will be used. I decide how my goals will be reached. Excuses depend on luck. Discipline depends on consistency. Excuses wait for opportunity. Discipline creates opportunity each morning when you rise. There will be a battle between discipline and excuses. The alarm clock rings and excuses say, stay in bed a little longer. Discipline says, get up, there's work to do. You face a task and excuses say, it's too hard, maybe later. Discipline says, do it now, and it will get easier. You dream of a future and excuses say, you don't have the resources. Discipline says, use what you have, start where you are. Every victory in life is the result of discipline, winning that battle over excuses. Every failure in life is the result of excuses overpowering discipline. Choosing discipline is not about perfection. It is about persistence. You will stumble, you will miss days, you will face setbacks. Excuses will try to creep back in. But discipline is about returning, about staying committed, about refusing to quit. Excuses offer a way out. Discipline offers a way forward. Excuses promise relief. Discipline promises results. The two cannot coexist. One will always dominate the other. Every time you choose discipline, you strengthen the muscle of self-control. Every time you give in to excuses, you weaken it. Over time, your consistent decisions determine the direction of your life. The truth is simple: excuses will always be available, but so will discipline. One leads to regret, the other to reward. One keeps you stagnant, the other moves you forward. One feels easy now but costs more later. The other feels costly now but pays back endlessly. The choice is yours every single day, in every small moment, in every decision you face. The words you speak are seeds, and every seed you plant has the potential to shape your future. What you say about yourself, about your dreams, about your possibilities is not empty talk. It is prophecy over your own life. When you choose to speak words of doubt, fear, and limitation, you are building barriers before you even begin. But when you choose to speak life, you are opening doors, clearing paths, and preparing the ground for growth. Your mouth is not just a reflection of your present reality. It is a tool for constructing your tomorrow. Speaking life into your future begins with how you talk to yourself. Too often, people sabotage their own progress, not because the world is against them, but because their own words are. They declare, I'll never be good enough. I'll never succeed. I'll never get out of this situation. Those words are not harmless. They plant roots of defeat deep into the mind and heart. If you constantly repeat negativity, you begin to believe it, and what you believe, you eventually live. But when you rise each morning and declare, I am capable, I am prepared, I am destined for greater things, you are reshaping the way you think and see the future. Words direct the flow of thought, and thought directs the flow of action. The future may be unseen, but it listens to the words you release. When you speak life, you are aligning your destiny with possibility instead of limitation. You are calling forth opportunities, strength, and resilience. Speaking life does not mean you deny your current struggles. It means you refuse to let struggle have the last word. You may be broke today, but you declare, I will live in abundance. You may feel weak today, but you declare, I will rise in strength. You may face rejection today, but you declare, I will be accepted in the right place. These declarations set the tone for your journey. They prepare your spirit to persevere through obstacles, because your future cannot rise higher than your confession. Speaking life into your future also changes how you respond to setbacks. Instead of saying, this failure means I'm done, you say, this failure is just a lesson on the road to success. Instead of saying, this delay means I'll never arrive, you say, this delay is preparing me for a greater arrival. Words turn pain into preparation, problems into possibilities, and obstacles into opportunities. Speaking life allows you to reframe the narrative, and when the narrative changes, your perspective and actions follow. Your mouth becomes a steering wheel, guiding your life toward hope, purpose, and achievement. What you speak repeatedly becomes a declaration of identity. If you tell yourself you are powerless, powerless is what you become. But if you declare you are powerful, you will begin to move with power. Your words teach your mind what to expect and teach your spirit how to respond. This is why it is dangerous to joke about failure, to constantly criticize yourself, or to predict defeat. Every careless word becomes a small brick in the walls that block your own future. But when you carefully, intentionally, and consistently speak life, you are building bridges instead of walls. You are laying stepping stones instead of stumbling blocks. Speaking life is not only about grand declarations of success, it is also about daily affirmations that shape your mindset. Saying, I can make progress today. I will stay focused. I will not be distracted. May seem small, but they create momentum. Every small word of life compounds into big change over time. The future is not built overnight. It is built word by word, thought by thought, step by step. And each time you speak life, you are watering the seeds of greatness you planted, ensuring that they grow into reality. Every morning you rise, you must remind yourself that you are not lacking, you are not empty, and you are not unprepared. Too often, people look at their challenges and immediately assume they don't have what it takes. They compare themselves to others, measure their value by external standards, and convince themselves they are missing something essential. But the truth is, everything you need to step into your purpose has already been placed within you. Life may test you, situations may stretch you, but you are equipped for every single battle you face. And not only are you equipped, you are worthy. Worthy of love, worthy of opportunity, worthy of success, worthy of the life that aligns with your deepest purpose. Being equipped means you have tools, even if they are not obvious at first glance. Your skills, your experiences, your wisdom, even your pain. These are tools that prepare you for what is ahead. Sometimes, the very thing you thought would break you ends up being the equipment that strengthens you. That heartbreak, that failure, that season of struggle, they are not wasted. They are equipping you with resilience, empathy, and perspective. Many people underestimate themselves because they expect equipment to always look polished, perfect, or powerful. But often, it looks ordinary until you put it to use. What you carry may not look like much to others, but in your hands, it is enough. Worthiness is the other half of this reminder. To be equipped but not believe you are worthy is to live as if your tools have no value. Too many people sabotage their own progress because deep down, They do not feel they deserve the reward of their labor. They doubt themselves when opportunities arise. They shrink back when doors open. They silence their own voice when they should be speaking. Worthiness is not earned by perfection. It is a truth that exists because you are human, because you have purpose, because you were created with intention. To believe you are unworthy is to reject the truth of your own existence. To believe you are worthy is to finally agree with the value that has always been inside you. When challenges come, excuses will try to convince you that you are not ready. Fear will tell you that you are underprepared. Doubt will say, "Who do you think you are?" This is when you must stand firm and remind yourself that you are equipped and worthy. You don't need to have every answer. You don't need to be flawless. And you don't need everyone's approval. What you have is enough to begin. And as you move forward, you will grow into more. The worthiness you carry is not conditional. It does not rise and fall with the opinions of others. And it does not disappear when you make mistakes. Worthiness is steady, permanent, and unshakable. Every single person who has accomplished something great began with the same doubts and the same fears. The difference is, they chose to believe they were enough. They chose to believe they had what it takes. They chose to see themselves as worthy of the opportunity before them. You must do the same. Do not wait for the world to validate you before you remind yourself of your worth. Do not wait for someone to hand you permission before you remind yourself you are equipped. If you wait for external validation, you will be waiting forever. The reminder must come from within. It must be a declaration you speak to yourself every morning until it becomes so deeply rooted that no circumstance can shake it. The moment you recognize that you are equipped and worthy, you begin to carry yourself differently. You stand taller, you speak with confidence, you make decisions with clarity. You stop begging for a seat at the table because you realize you already bring value to it. You stop apologizing for your existence because you realize your presence is purposeful. And you stop shrinking into the shadows because you realize you were meant to shine in the light. To remind yourself daily that you are equipped and worthy is not arrogance. It is alignment. It is aligning your mindset with the truth of who you are and the truth of what you carry.